USAA, an official insurance sponsor of the NFL, presents the USAA Insurance Halftime.
Welcome to the USAA Insurance Halftime. Points at a premium. What do we think, like 17-21 wins it? Is that
definitely a defensive struggle?
Here with Adam Schefter and Booger McFarland, I'm Susie Colbert. Adam, let's hit some news coming off Sunday. The Browns, a big division win, but a big loss. OBJ, ACL.
Torn out for the year. Obviously, he turns 28 years old next week, Susie. He now will set his sights on returning in time for training camp next year, if that's even possible. There'll be a long, arduous rehab. The Browns now have a hole at wide receiver to try to replace him. And you look at, obviously, a big hole there. Jarvis Landry, some of the other players will have to come up.
Yeah, and I think overall, when you look, Baker, the Browns aren't a better team without Odell Beckham Jr., but I think when you watch what Baker did, after Odell went out, he was 22 for 28. He had 5 touchdowns, only 6 incompletions. So I think overall, he'll be more efficient spreading the football around. And the Browns team, I think the bigger picture for them, they have to become a better team against better competition. The team that they should have beat, they're 5-0. Against the Steelers and the Ravens, they're 0-2, and they really got embarrassed in those 2 games. They have to be better.
And Booger, it was a busy day of Sunday. A lot of injury news. The Dallas Cowboys quarterback Andy Dalton suffered a concussion. He's in concussion protocol right now. Christian McCaffrey returned to practice. Deebo Samuel. Kyle Shanahan said tonight is most likely out for the next couple of games. And Kenyon Drake has a torn ligament in his ankle. Going to miss a few weeks here. They're considering it a high ankle sprain, Susan.
Man, the Niners, I'm looking at that, just cannot get a break. The injuries just keep on coming. And speaking of the NFC West, last night it was a thriller in the desert as Kyler Murray got the best of Russell Wilson. After the break, Boomers got the best of the rest of the week in the fastest 3 minutes.
Different style, different position, but nevertheless just as effective in terms of affecting the quarterback. And with him, it's the same thing. When we talk about rushing half a man and getting on an edge, I mean, right there, it's just pure speed against a tight end. Tight ends have no shot. You can't block him with a tight end. Here he's just going to take an inside pass rush move, an inside counter move against an offensive tackle. Again, inside counter, spin back out of it, and then just continue to work to the quarterback. Here's another. This is the intelligence of Khalil Mack. Rush upfield. I'm too high on the quarterback in terms of depth. Work back down the pocket, and then finish on the quarterback. See, what Khalil can do is he has that same combination in terms of physical ability and football intelligence that Aaron has. He just does it in a different way and does it in a different position. But there's no question that he is the prototype 34 outside linebacker. He's someone who they try to keep on the weak side, try and keep him in space. And he's a guy who can wreck games and close out games, and that's what everybody wants. That's what Matt Nagy wanted when they traded for him, and that's what they're hoping he does for them tonight. Close out this game because you know it's going to be close. And at some point in time, the big-time playmakers are going to have to make a play, and these two are the best in the NFL.
Louis, do we share with everybody the bromance with Donald? You're both from University of Pittsburgh guys.
Oh, it's a huge bromance between those two.
Susie, I asked you not to do this, but you're going to do it. So you know what? That's fine. I'm going to go with it. Yeah, he knows. Aaron knows that hey, we're tight. We're tight. And all I know is this, though. He has his name on buildings at the University of Pittsburgh. On buildings. He's special.
Yeah, doing good
Super
stuff
special.
On the field and off. Louis, looking forward to the call tonight, along with Brian Greasy and Steve Levy.
You bet. Thanks.
Still ahead here on Monday Night Countdown. We go one-on-one with Rams quarterback Jared Goff. After coming so close to hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in 2018, miles south of Hollywood, the stage is set for a blockbuster. SoFi Stadium makes its Monday Night Football debut in a battle of 2 of the best defenses in the NFL, Bears at Rams. Pressure on the quarterbacks tonight. Former Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles hoping to get the Bears' offense flying. So far, they've relied on defense and made winning ugly fashionable. The Rams need to prove they can beat the best. Jared Goff and company have breezed through the NFC East, but starting tonight, they have the toughest remaining schedule in the NFL. We'll get into the game in a bit. First, the sounds of Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the most remarkable plays I've ever seen. But DK had the angle. He just kept going, man. It was just an unbelievable play by him. I mean, just the effort. I really respect him for that.
And the first thing I said, to myself coming home, I said, you keep playing games like that, bro, and it's going to be a permanent change.
It sucks. It sucked. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
Todd Gurley to the goal line. Touchdown!
I shouldn't have scored on that. tennis court.
We speak all the time about playing for one another, protecting one another. Definitely it was probably not the response that you would expect.
Cowboys lose to Washington 25-3. This is bad on so many levels. What concerns you the most?
What concerns me about Dallas Cowboys football team, Susie, I don't really think they're a team. I don't really think that this football team is considered a team. There's too much finger pointing going on. There's yesterday taking through the play with Andy Dalton. You heard the head coach talking about the players are not playing for one another. What I'm used to, you hit my quarterback like that, Book, there's some type of tussling, some type of jerk. Somebody going to get yanked on or something. The referee's going to have to come in and break something up. It's sad to see Andy Dalton like that. Hopefully he's okay. But when I look at this Dallas Cowboys team, how they started out with Aldon Smith coming there, with the defense, the way he was rushing the passer, with the year that Dak Prescott was having, everything was going well for the Dallas Cowboys. Ever since Dak went down, there's a lot of finger pointing going on. So I really don't feel, Susie, that this Dallas Cowboy team, football team, is really considered a team right now.
And it was surprising to hear Mike McCarthy address that situation, even in the postgame. And Steve, and I know you guys, as players, you have expectations that your teammates are going to have your back. For example, take us back to 1994 in the divisional playoffs.
Well, you got a glimpse. Now, this is not individually to the players' hearts, but the collective heart. And you get a glimpse at their reaction. In 1994, we were playing the Bears in a playoff game. I go in to score, and I get hit late. And you can see, here's the flashback. And Sean Gale hits me. I'm in the end zone, and Sean Gale hits me late. And watch what happens. Watch the knee-jerk reaction. Not from me, but
there
look.
They come.
Look. You don't realize it, but everybody runs over. Everybody. Because there is a collective we. This is not about protecting the quarterback. It's about protecting the collective we. And it goes to the heart of the team, not the heart of the individuals. The Cowboy players individually all have heart. But as a group, they showed themselves to be a team that does not have it collectively. And it goes back to what we talked about when they replaced replaced Jason Garrett with Mike McCarthy. In the end, if you do not have autonomy as the head coach who walks into that team and speaks with authority and everyone believes it, you will get an underperforming team to its talent. And it's been generations now that we've seen this. And now it's devolved to a point where we say to ourselves, what in the world are we going to do about this? And if I was Mike McCarthy, I would demand a statement from Jerry Jones. You are now completely in control. I give you complete autonomy. I don't want anyone coming to me about any issues. That's the only way he's going to get a handle on this team. He's asking the team when he says after the game, where were you guys? They knocked your quarterback out. Yes. Where were you? They're not listening to you, Coach.
Well, if that's what you're waiting on in Dallas, Steve, that's never going to happen. I think with Jerry and Stephen Jones, they pride themselves not only on being the ownership of the team, but being the GM and everything out there. No coach is going to come in there and get autonomy. That's the reason why we're in the situation we're in now. Mike McCarthy may have been a good coach in the past, but the job of a coach is to connect with your players. It doesn't matter what kind of coach you are. I played for Tony Dungy. He was not a screamer. Very spiritual man. He connected with us. I played for John Gruden, rah-rah guy. He connected with his team. So different coaches can connect with players different ways. Mike McCarthy has not connected with this team. They don't connect with him. A lot of finger pointing, a lot of anonymous sources coming out of the locker room. And the play that you spoke of where Andy Dalton gets hit by John Bostic, by the way, that's a dirty play. He should be suspended for a game. Let's say that. If I was on that team, you hit my quarterback that way, I'm coming off the bench, and I'm coming here to shoot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right.
We got to protect our quarterback.
Yeah.
But the fact that nobody came, the fact that nobody said anything speaks to a team issue. That's not just on the coaches. That's inside the locker room. Because the coaches don't come in the locker room. They don't come in there. They got other issues. Coaches, yeah, we know that. But inside that locker room, to your point, Randy, there's no team chemistry. There's no team camaraderie. That's the word we're looking for. Yeah. There's no I got your back, you got my back. There's none of that going on in Dallas. So Dallas's problem are bigger than just Mike Nolan. Their problems are bigger than just Jerry Jones. There's an organizational issue starting from the top, coming all the way down with structure, how we draft the players, what we do, how we pick them, how we choose the coach. Because Mike McCarthy may have been a good coach, but he's not connecting with that team right now.
See, here's the thing. When they go to hire the head coach, had no problem with Mike McCarthy. I think he's a good football coach.
Yeah.
But they had the same head coach for 10 years, Jason Garrett, and he was hired from within the system. Every couple of years, 2, 3, 4 years in the NFL, most teams are embarking on these extensive head coaching searches where the GMs, the presidents, the executives, they're away for their families for 2 weeks because they're interviewing 9, 10 candidates. There were a lot of great people out there, a lot of great coaches. Could have talked to Matt Rule, could have talked to Eric Bieniemy, could have talked to Lincoln Riley, could have talked to a lot of different people. They spoke to two people, Mike McCarthy and